What is global scope when using Roblox Lua functions? Imagine you're building a game in Roblox and want certain pieces of information to be accessible everywhere in your script. That's where understanding global scope comes into play. When you write code in Roblox using Lua, the language that powers scripting, variables and functions can be accessible in different ways. If you don't specify otherwise, they become available everywhere in your script. This is called having global scope. In Roblox Lua, if you declare a variable or function without using the word local, it automatically becomes global. That means any part of your script can see and change it. For example, if you create a variable inside a function without local, it can be accessed outside that function later. Here's a quick example. You write a function that sets a variable called testvar to 64. If you don't say local testvar, then after calling the function, you can print testvar and see 64. This is because testvar is now a global variable. Global scope applies to both variables and functions. If you make a function without local, you can call it from anywhere in the script. But if you declare a function with local, it can only be used inside the block or script where you created it. This helps keep your code organized and prevents accidental changes. However, using global variables and functions has some downsides. Accessing globals is slower because Roblox Lua has to look them up in a special way called #lookup. This can slow down your game if you use a lot of globals in tight loops or performance-critical parts. Also, global variables stay in memory for the entire time your script runs. This can make your game use more memory than necessary. That's why it's usually better to use local variables and functions unless you need them everywhere. Local variables are faster and only exist during the part of the code where you declare them. They help keep your code clean and reduce bugs. If you want to share data or functions between different scripts, Roblox developers use something called module scripts. These are special scripts that allow you to package functions and data, then share them across scripts by requiring the module. To sum up, global scope means a variable or function can be used anywhere in the same script after you create it without local. Declaring with local keeps things limited to where you need them, which is often better for performance and clarity. Remember, globals don't cross script boundaries unless you use module scripts. Knowing when and how to use global scope helps you write better, more efficient Roblox games. Start with local variables and only use globals when you really need to share data across your script. That way, your code stays neat, fast, and easy to manage.